Hi, I'm Grant from the popular web series The Story You Never Knew. Normally at Treesicle, we like to leave you with a feeling of awe or well-being, as though a tiny butterfly just landed on your finger and smiled at you. But not today! Poke Fever is back, and with it comes a whole new rage towards the worst Pokemon trainer to ever walk the earth. Ash Ketchum, a snot-nosed kid from Pallet Town, was cursed upon the world back in 1998. From there, his reign of bullshit began, with his stupid hat and Pika-Pal in tow. This shit stain of a trainer has been the highlight of the Pokemon anime series for over a decade, despite his complete lack of skill or intelligence. Today we're going to figure out why, on a scale from 1 to 10, Ash rates a -20. So prepare for trouble and make it double, we're blasting off into the story you never knew.
That's right!
Despite Ash being the undisputable champion of failure throughout all his Pokemon adventures, I'm not going to go through every season of Pokemon to prove it. Why not, you might ask? Because there's nearly 1,000 episodes of Pokemon, and that's not including special episodes or movies. While I can promise that Ash is an imbecile in every one of them, I believe that just going through the original season will sufficiently prove my point. Also, fuck the other seasons. I know there are many Pokemon lovers out there who hold Ash in a special place. For me, that special place is my asshole. Ash sucks, and there's many reasons why. To prove our point, let's go through an abridged journey of Ash acquiring the 8 Kanto badges, starting with Brock and the Boulder badge. Here we see Ash put to a mediocre test. Brock Sonics. A smart challenger would use their noggin and tactically choose a grass or water type before challenging a rock type gym. But no! Ash believes in his Pikachu, despite the well-known fact that electricity literally does no damage to ground types. Brilliant move, Ash. You're well on your way to becoming a Pokemon dumbass. Of course, Ash is eventually given the Boulder badge because he accidentally broke a sprinkler which brought down Onix. What a stupid plot twist. On to the Cerulean Gym, where Pikachu would actually be a good choice. Oh, okay, Pikachu won't fight Misty. Way to have a handle on your Pokemon, Ash. We should probably call you Ass, because you smell like my anus. No wonder Gary is always trying to smell you later. Ash's journey continues on with failed battle after failed battle, truly winning only 2 or maybe 3 badges out of the 8 he receives. This is sort of like your mom doing your math homework. You might get a good grade now, but once the test comes, you're the square root of fucked. Ash's skills are not nearly at the place they should be to compete in the Pokemon League Championships. The whole idea of collecting 8 gym badges is to weed out the trainers unworthy of competing with the best. Ash was given more than half of his badges without actually proving his trainer skills, showing that he's not ready for this level of competition. But even if he was, he's still dumb. It's like he's too dumb, intentionally ignorant, like Michael Jackson haters.
No, they're ignorant. That's ignorant.
There has to be some reason we're not seeing for this sorry excuse of a human mind. Or perhaps Ash is an arbiter of something more sinister. Or maybe he's just dumb. What is clear is that Ash makes bad choices in the heat of battle, and has gotten badges through dumb luck or friendship more than from real skill. His poopicity continues outside of Pokemon training. Exhibit A. Why the hell can't Ash tell when he's looking at Team Rocket in disguise? Does he have a rare disorder where he can't see faces clearly? I mean, these 3 have shown up hundreds of times to sabotage Ash and capture his Pikachu. You might think that by the 500th time he'd assume they're still trailing him. Pika-P means no! Perhaps even more ridiculous than that is Ash's insistence on starting every new journey without any of his more experienced Pokemon besides Pikachu. He spends months and months training with a select group of starters, but as soon as he decides to travel to a new region, he transfers all of his experienced Pokemon to Professor Oak and starts over. This is possibly the most idiotic thing Ash could do if he truly wants to be a Pokemon master. To become a master of anything requires time and dedication. Ash is quite literally throwing all the time he puts into training his Pokemon down the drain each time he wipes his metaphorical Pokemon slate clean. And if Ash was really serious about becoming a Pokemon master, he would encourage his Pokemon to evolve. While there are exceptions, Ash's Pokemon almost never evolve, and if they do reach their final form, he ends up letting them go for one reason or another. Ash's Butterfree is released so it can live with its mate. What happened to bros before hoes, Ash? And he leaves his Charizard in Charasific Valley so it can train among the other Charizards. Dude, stop getting rid of your best Pokemon! You have a fucking Charizard who finally listens to you! Be a halfway decent trainer and use your good Pokemon, you poopy smelly fuck! Now here's the kicker. Here is why Ash is the worst trainer of all goddamn time. Ash has caught a whopping, unbelievable, insurmountable 46 Pokemon during his travels. I hear you saying, but Grant, that's nearly 1/3 of them. That's not too bad. No. You misunderstand me. Ash caught 46 Pokemon total, including every season of Pokemon. He has caught 46 out of the 721 total Pokemon he could have caught. That's 6%. The theme song literally says, gotta catch 'em all, and Ash has caught almost nothing. And that's being generous. He's released 3, traded away 2, gave away 1, and has 2 training with other Pokemon trainers. That brings his total number down to 38. That's 5% of how many different species he could get. Nowhere is 5% doing well. Ash is quite literally the absolute worst trainer at catching Pokemon. I have double that amount in Pokemon Go in 2 weeks. Get your shit together, Ash. It's time to realize that you suck at this. But he never does realize it, because Ash is too fucking stubborn and stupid to get his head out of my ass. So why would the writers of Pokemon make Ash so unreasonably stupid? Well, there's actually a very simple answer. Marketing. Let me explain. Pokemon is a franchise that began not with the show, but with the video games. Red and Blue were immensely successful, selling over 23 million copies on their own. When franchises become that successful at selling to a younger audience, the next step companies will often take is to produce some other form of media. Take a look at the Mario franchise, or The Legend of Zelda. Both of these franchises produced TV shows to promote the games. Pokemon is no exception. Well, actually, it was the exception because, unlike Zelda or Mario, the Pokemon anime was entertaining and captured the gaming audience's attention. The anime began with well-written, funny jokes and entertaining plot lines that worked on a per-episode basis as well as throughout each season. This is different from, well, this.
Hey! Excuse me, princess! Well, excuse me, princess! Hey, excuse me, princess! Hey, excuse me, princess!
You can see how it's possible that maybe, just maybe, this show didn't have quite the same effect on the Zelda franchise as the Pokemon anime had on its franchise. Ash's journey was a heartfelt story of a boy trying to complete the same quest we were attempting to complete in the game. It gave us gamers a sense of connection to Ash, as we were both working to achieve the same goal. But here's what the show really did. It helped promote the game and gave personalities to the Pokemon we were training. Now Charmander had his very own voice and feeling to him. Picking him up as your starter suddenly had more meaning. The Pokemon that Ash caught became fan favorites, with Pikachu at the top of the list. This is why Ash caught so few Pokemon in total. Had Ash caught even 20 of the original 150, the personalities would have been lost between that many characters. But instead, every Pokemon enthusiast can explain the difference in personalities between Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle. Ash sucks at filling his Pokédex because Nintendo couldn't properly market the characters if Ash had caught a decent amount of Pokemon. Just look at other shows. Seinfeld, Friends, The Big Bang Theory. All these shows max out around 7 main characters. Between Ash, Misty, Brock, and Pikachu, we're already at 4, so adding another 5 Pokemon is really pushing the limits of how many prominent characters you can have in a show. After all, this isn't Game of Thrones we're talking about here. We now know why Ash can't seem to throw a Pokeball to save his life. But why does he leave all his old Pokemon every time he travels to a new region? When a new game came out, Nintendo wanted to highlight the new region and the Pokemon from it. They couldn't do that if Charizard was always delivering ass kickings at Ash's expense. games. Each new game meant new marketing opportunities for new Pokemon characters, so the old lineup needed to make way for the new one. This meant that besides Pikachu, every Pokemon had to throw in the towel at the end of their season. By doing this, Nintendo opened up new revenue sources for the next generation of games. Action figures, plush toys, jewelry, you name it. Every game created a new season which needed new characters so they could make new merchandise that Pokemaniacs would go nuts for. Ash's current lineup is proof of this. All his current Pokemon, besides Pikachu, are from the Kalos region, which is the setting of Pokemon X and Y. Damn, Miyamoto, you marketing fiend! The show is continuing to follow the same path of previous seasons because this marketing shit works. Pokemon X and Y are the top-selling games on the 3DS. Why would they change what continues to work year after year, decade after decade? Marketing made Ash barely ever catch Pokemon. Marketing made Ash dispose of all his old Pokepals every time he travels to a new region. Marketing made Ash the losing dipshit he is today. Why? Because if Ash ever wins, the show ends, and that can never be allowed to happen. Ash will never win a Pokemon League championship. He will never become a Pokemon Master. He will always fail in the end and keep making mistakes in the future so that Nintendo can continue to promote one of their franchises. In the end, it isn't Ash who is stupid. It's us, for falling for the same marketing schemes year after year. And now, we're on the horizon of a brand new generation of Pokemon. As the release of Sun and Moon draws near, what do you think will happen to Ash at the end of X, Y, and Z? Do you agree with these deluded fools who think Ash might actually win a Pokemon League championship? Or do you know the truth? That yet again, Ash will fail, and there will be another season of Pokemon, with Ash destined to fail once more. And that's the story. You never knew.
Meowth, that's right.
Oh, Meowth, you silly animal abuse victim, you. Speaking of animal abuse, we want to know, who's your favorite starter? Is it the underdog, Bulbasaur, or the wily veteran, Squirtle? Honestly, we're just seeing if anyone beats Charmander. So pick your favorite, and you'll be tricked into going back to the Treesicle channel page, where you can check out our Pokemon Go video if you haven't already, or any of our other animal abuse videos. Do we make too many Pokemon videos? Whatever.